Hey, what's up, you guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Young Thug, I know you already heard he has officially pled guilty. And I know what y'all saying. Yesterday was a non-negotiated plea deal. What is going on and why did he plead guilty? Well, there's a few things, but baby, we are going to run through everything and do a brief recap about what happened. Let's get into this. Young Thug changed his plea deal to guilty, and it's important to note that this was Georgia's longest running criminal trial, and he was putting up a good fight and spending good money. But apparently people said they had him dead to rights. He is looking at 20 years in jail and 25 years probation. You know they had to have him dead to rights to agree to that mess. Now get this, the plea deal has not been approved, but it is expected to be approved. And the agreement would end the Atlanta Legends part in a sprawling trial that began with jury selection in January of 2023 and has riveted court watchers. Now, let me just say this, right? Fulton County court system is a mess. We remember the whole Fannie Willis debacle. We remember, even in the Young Thug trial, we remember the judge acting a mess, doing this, doing that. Again, Atlanta needs an overhaul. Again, I see why the federal government doesn't want cameras in the courtroom, just in case it turns into a Young Thug trial. But you know what? Let's get into exactly why he pled, what evidence they had, but also what is to come. Let me give it a long story short. They're saying because they flipped everybody else around him, he really had no choice. But let's get into this, all right? Now, Young Thug agreed to change his plea to guilty, and this just happened in the longest running criminal trial. And people call this a stunning turnaround, okay? And if the judge approves it, and there's no indication the judge won't, it would bring his high-profile case to a close. The plea change, right, by Jeffrey Lamar Williams appeared on the brink of not happening after the Superior Court Judge Paige Whittaker asked him if he agreed to a non-negotiated plea. That means prosecutors and the defense could not come to a sentencing deal, and the judge still was going to ultimately decide his punishment. Now, both parties returned after a brief recess. The agreement comes after 3 of Young Thug's co-defendants also took plea deals this week. And there was mounting speculation that Young Thug, that the judge could order a mistrial. Now, YT Wright was indicted in 2022 on charges related to leading an alleged RICO act. Young Slime Life, or YSL, with members focused on committing illegal or violent acts, including murking people, armed robbery, rug dealing, and carjacking. Remember when Young Thug's attorney tried to convince us that Thug actually meant truly humbled under God? Remember when they were playing Young Thug recordings, some of his mixtapes in court, and the judge and Young Thug was like nodding like, yeah, we did a big one. They was nodding along to the music, just vibing. Remember when his lawyer got held in contempt because he wouldn't tell the judge who snitched on the old judge about doing something clearly improper, and his lawyer was like, all right, well, can I be cellmates in Young Thug? There has been so much that has happened in the YSL trial. I will say it is the gift that keeps on giving. Shout out to everybody that covered it, but let's get back into the business. Okay. Now, Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Williams used Georgia's Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organizations, or RICO statute, to claim that Young Thug and his associates are a street gang with ties to the National Bloods gang. Again, anybody that... I will say one thing. There's a lot of people talking about they connected and this and that. This ain't the time to be shouting out. The feds are handing out RICO charges like they are candy. Now, initially, prosecutors named 27 co-defendants. The trial against Young Thug began with jury selection in January 2023. And by the time the opening statement started that November, after months of delays caused by some defendants taking plea deals and others choosing to be tried separately, he was one of the 6 co-defendants. Now, the judge this week approved plea deals for 3 of them. Marquavius Huey, and Rodalius Ryan. The men face multiple counts of various racketeering and gang-related charges, each potentially carrying prison sentences of 5 to 20 years, with all of them agreeing to plead guilty to racketeering conspiracy. And with Huey also pleading guilty to other reduced charges, they accepted more lenient prison sentences with probation and time served. Ryan, however, will remain in prison on a life sentence for a 2019 murder, but his 10-year prison sentence in the RICO case has been commuted to time served. Now, it's not immediately clear whether the other two remaining co-defendants, DeMonte Kendrick and Shannon Stillwell, have ongoing negotiations with prosecutors for similar plea deals or will press ahead with their own trials. Still, they said Young Thug's apparent plea deal, an end to his part in the prosecution's sprawling case, comes nearly 2 years of a winding live stream trial that has captivated the nation. The original judge, if you guys remember, was recused from trial in July after misconduct allegations by the defense. If you guys don't know, he basically had a ex parte meeting with prosecution, and one of the witnesses, it was claimed that the judge was trying to goad the witness into giving testimony that wouldn't help the defense. But also, I believe that it is illegal for the judge to meet with a witness and the prosecution without the defense lawyer present, just like if they did it with the defense and a witness, it's illegal, right? It was a secret meeting. They found out about it. Then the judge tried to bully them. But let's keep getting into it. A heated courtroom exchanges between various parties and a multitude of bizarre moments, including a deputy allegedly smuggling contraband to one of the defendants and someone hacking the court Zoom to yell "Free Thug." Listen, it's crazy. They said the judge had previously said the trial could conceivably stretch into next year as the prosecution was still not done presenting its case. Again, many people said because 3 people already flipped, 2 more were most likely flipping. They said there was a 6th person. That's why he threw in the town. Let's also not forget Fannie Willis, her lover. She was paying her lover, who was married at the time, $1 million. Then he got divorced. It was a mess. Georgia needs to clean house. I would say the FBI, but baby, we need Department of Homeland Security to run up in that piece. They said, but the latest, most substantial twist came as the result of a prosecutorial misstep during testimony last week. As state witness Wunny Lee, a rapper known as Slime Life Shorty, reviewed social media posts in front of the jury, he was inadvertently given an unredacted version of a post that referred to the hashtag Freaqua, which may apply to nicknames for Nichols or Huey. The post was redacted for the jury. But by Lee referring to Qua, prosecutors allowed the jury to presume that the co-defendants were in jail, a detail that was not supposed to be shared because it is considered presidential. We're not going to be able to unring this bell, Your Honor, Nicole Westmoreland, a lawyer for Nichols, said, when she asked for a mistrial. Now, the judge has suggested she would consider a mistrial motion. In the prosecutors and defense lawyers spent days hammering out plea deals. Young Thug first gained mainstream success, as you guys remember, with his 2014 drug anthem Stoner. He founded his own music label, YSL Records, in 2016 and has racked up 3 #1 albums on the Billboard charts, working with the likes of Travis Scott, Post Malone, Meek Mill, and Drake. In 2019, he won a Grammy Award for Song of the Year for co-writing Childish Gambino's This Is America. Oh, he wrote This Is America? Oh, okay. He's been jailed since his arrest in May 2022. Eric Ortiz is a senior reporter for NBC News. Shout out to Eric Ortiz for actually doing this and actually chronicling this. You guys, so much has happened in the Young Thug trial. I'm sure we still won't see the fallout. Let's see what the statements are. Somebody go check Mariah the Scientist's Instagram, because I know she is sad. She better marry that man so they can get some conjugal visits. I'm just saying. It's also unknown with this plea deal. I do not believe with this plea deal that he can appeal the ruling, because of course it is a plea deal. Again, the other 2 trials, we'll see if they also played out. And let's see what the fallout is from all the other people taking their plea deals. Because again, was this a concerted effort, or did everybody act, did everybody go on their own? Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. We're going to see what we can talk about with the follow-up. But yeah, it's been a hell of a trial. And I hope whoever doesn't know who Young Thug is, y'all enjoyed this recap. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.